Most people probably don't need to look very far to find somebody in their life who's had an experience losing a loved one and having a really challenging time administering their estate or dealing with some aspect, maybe even before the person passed away, whether it was a result of uncertainty surrounding what the loved one's what their wishes were for end stage treatment. It could be when a person is incapacitated, not knowing where their assets are, not knowing how to gain access to them. And then when someone passes away, it can be challenging to try to find where someone held their assets, what they need to do with them. So the unfortunate result of that is that people can have a really terrible experience when they lose a loved one, beyond the grief that we feel, beyond the sadness, beyond the otherwise potentially traumatic experience that may be associated with someone's death. It's complicated by the fact that we're stuck here dealing with the material aspects of this world and trying to step in and help manage these things on behalf of the loved one. So in that sense, we're planning for the people in your life that you are hoping will step up and manage your affairs on your behalf. These are people that during our lifetime we have found to be probably the most trustworthy, the most responsible, people who are worth planning for. So there's that component to it. There's the component that we're planning for the people that we are hoping or expecting to step up and manage things for us when we need it. But we're also planning for you. Because when you are going through your transformation from this world, whatever that means, whatever that looks like, that's the greatest mystery of life. No one knows. But one thing that you can know, or you can be certain of, is that if you've undergone the appropriate planning process, if you've put these things into place, one thing that you can be certain of is those are things that you will not have to worry about. You will not have to worry about who's going to be managing things for you. You're not going to have to worry about what decisions they're making on your behalf because you've already expressed them. You won't have to worry about who's going to get your stuff and how it's going to be distributed and whether people are going to be fighting over things, and it's not going to be certain or clear on how things are distributed or when. If you've gone through the proper planning process, you can rest assured. You can undergo, possibly, as long as you're mentally aware enough to experience your transformation, but if you are, you can go through that process unburdened by these worldly problems. So this is my message to you. Number one, make sure that you have planned for the people that you're going to be asking to manage your affairs on your behalf. And number two, if you believe that you are that person, that you have an aging parent or somebody in your life who has identified you as that person who's going to be stepping up and managing things for them, make sure that you are maybe a polite demand, but you're asking them, you're engaging with them to inform you, to fill you in on where do they have their stuff? Where are they supposed to go when the time happens? What do they want? These conversations are so unbelievably important, and the vast majority of people put them off, if they ever have them. Some people never have them, and those are the worst situations. Those are the situations that drive me to be doing something like this. If there's one goal that I have, it's to try to prevent that from happening in as many cases as I possibly can. Even if it's not me that's doing the planning, my goal is to effectively communicate to my audience the importance of doing this. So even if you're in another location, or even if you have another attorney that's helping you with your estate planning, that you're starting the conversation, that you're starting the process, that you're following through, and that you're doing the things that need to be done to create a world where your transformation from it can be experienced potentially in a positive way, or at least in a very meaningful way. Again, unburdened by the nitty-gritty worldly stuff that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. Take care of that in advance. Why wouldn't you do that? Otherwise, you're going to be on your deathbed thinking about things that you don't need to be thinking about on your deathbed. So that's my call to action. Go out, plan, get it done.